Hello and welcome to Men in the Den. My name's Eric and it's Friday. This week on Men in the Den, I'm going to be talking about Game of Thrones. Now there's going to be some spoilerific comments in this episode because I'm going to be doing some theorizing about some stuff based on things that I read on Reddit and some stuff that happened in the most recent episode. And if you are not into Game of Thrones spoilers, but you are into fan theories, you may want to consider watching the rest of this video or not. So in episode 3 of Game of Thrones, we saw Daenerys' army beaten back twice. Her naval fleet was captured, and her unsullied army marched on Casterly Rock, took it, and then promptly found themselves completely boned and getting out of that. Now, this looks like things are bad, and they are. But there's something mythic happening in the underpinning of this story that needs to be discussed. Okay, so in the stories, in the Song of Ice and Fire, there is a prophecy. Melisandre has been the primary vehicle for this prophecy, concerning a legendary figure known as Azor Ahai. Now, Azor Ahai is a legend among the people of Essos, and the idea behind Azor Ahai is that he is this legendary figure who forged a powerful sword that drove back the darkness. So, in this legend, Azor Ahai forged a sword. He spent 30 days hammering out this sword, and he tried to temper it in water, and it broke. So he spent 50 days banging out that sword, and then he attempted to temper it in the heart of a lion, and it broke. Then he spent 100 days forging that sword, and he called forth his beloved wife, Nissa, and plunged the flaming sword into her heart, where it tempered and hardened, and he drew it out in flame as Lightbringer. Now, this all said, a user on Reddit named Matt Tweed posted a very interesting theory based on the current problems facing Daenerys Targaryen, namely the loss of her naval fleet, led by the Greyjoys, Dorne, and Highgarden, and the rout that happened in Casterly Rock. These two things actually tie very closely into the myth of Azor Ahai. Daenerys' fleet being destroyed by Euron Greyjoy and going down in the water is akin to the tempering of the sword that broke in water. Similarly, in the second loss, we see the Unsullied army, the second army that she brought in, the Greyjoys being the third, the second army that she brought in, the Unsullied, being broken at Casterly Rock. So, Casterly Rock, held by the Lannisters, their house sigil is a lion. So, plunging the sword into the heart of the lion did not temper it. Now, we get to the beloved, right? This is where the sword is forged and permanently becomes Lightbringer. One force that Daenerys has not yet brought out is her Dothraki horde. And there's a beautiful moment in season 1 when Robert Baratheon and Cersei Lannister are sitting down at a table talking about strategy and about how the Targaryen threat is on Robert's mind, but Cersei isn't really thinking about it. The Dothraki never sailed the Narrow Sea. They've never sailed. They'll never do it. It's never going to happen. So Robert, and I'm going to pull this quote up because it's important to say it how it was delivered, says, "Let's say Viserys Targaryen lands with 40,000 Dothraki screamers at his back. We hole up in our castles, a wise move. Only a fool would meet the Dothraki in an open field. They leave us in the castles, they go to town, down to town, looting and burning, killing every man who can't hide behind a stone wall, stealing all of our crops and livestock, enslaving our women and children. How long did the people of the Seven Kingdoms stand behind their absentee king, their cowardly king, hiding behind high walls? When did the people decide that Viserys Targaryen is the rightful monarch after all? In all of this show, even though Daenerys has had a number of people that, she considers lovers, people who loved her, there's only been one person that she really cared for truly, and that was Khal Drogo. So if we're thinking about her beloved, the connection that she has to Khal Drogo and the loss of him and the gaining of the Dothraki army that is currently with her is the last kind of piece of this prophecy puzzle. So I think that in the next episode that we're going to see on Sunday, that Daenerys and the Dothraki horde are going to go screaming through Westeros, and this is going to unite people behind her because they see that she is the valiant conquering force in Westeros. And much like Robert said, they're not going to be able to hold them back. So Lightbringer isn't exactly a sword so much as it is an army united behind a single purpose. One army, a real army, united behind one leader with one purpose. And, again, calling back to Robert Baratheon, when he said that to Cersei, our purpose died with the Mad King. And Cersei's been echoing the Mad King in this latest season as well, chaining up Ilaria sand and Tyene sand, and watching them be just close enough to each other to, it's bad. And she's going crazy. She blew things up with wildfire. She is definitely the echo of the Mad King this season. So I'm saying that, yes, Daenerys Targaryen is Azor Ahai, but there is no physical sword. It is an army, and that's what I'm sticking with. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you have speculations and theories about Game of Thrones, please put them down in the crotch. I want to hear from you. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to our channel. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. And don't forget, you can buy our Men of the Den t-shirts on redbubble.com. And I will see you all next Friday. Cheers!